All right, hey everybody, it's Armando with Security Owners Group, and so I've got the SageWorks report again, and this is the last one I'm going to do. I'm going to use for clickbait. Then after that, I'm going to scan this in and put it out to the group so everybody has access to all the data. You guys can discuss, figure out what works for you or what's relevant to you, and we can all share some stuff because I'm really looking forward to getting some feedback on this and how everybody else is doing on it. But today, what I'm going to do with this Sage report is break down the P&L. And just kind of from a very basic level, right? And discuss a little bit about what I think we can do as far as what the industry average is doing versus an ideal company. And the numbers I'm going to present to you come from my own personal experience within my integration company, and also from some other job shop type businesses from outside our industry that I have worked with. Because I got so tired of there not being management training in our industry that I kind of sought stuff out from other industries. So I'll give you the structure, right? The structure, first things first, income. Every business has income, otherwise you're not a business. So there's number one, bam. The next thing out of income is going to be your cost of goods, your COGS, right? And for us, we've got two main components of this. We've got parts and we've got labor. All right, so there's going to be percentages involved in there. Beyond that, you've got this gives you your GP or your gross profit. Then you've got OPEX, your operating expenses. And in here, they break it down a little weird. They give you two different kinds of OPEX, and the numbers are a little off. So, but you'll see that once I upload it. After OPEX, there's a bunch of other stuff that goes in here, right? On most statements, amortization, depreciation, all the stuff the accountant looks at that isn't real money. And then at the bottom, we've got what we're all looking for, right? Profit. So that's what we're interested in. And we've seen a lot of businesses get big and lose money, and we don't want to do that. So what we want to do is figure out the ratios of all of these things and how they work together. So I'm going to look at the last 5 years column. There's about 598 companies, all under $10 million in our industry that they compile this information from, right? So always on any of these things, your income is going to be 100%. And we'll use green because this is our money. That's what we want, right? So this is our average for the industry. So the inverse of GP or gross profit is your cost of goods sold. Or they call it cost of sales. So over the last 5 years, we're looking at 49.62. I'm going to use round numbers. We're going to call this 50%. And I'm sorry, I don't rehearse these, so I'm going to do math on the fly. It may get a little weird, but we're using round numbers, so we should be all right. There is a relationship between parts and labor that I'm going to get into a little bit more, which is key towards optimizing this stuff. But this is easy, right? We've got a gross profit number now of 50% because we spent half our money that came in on parts and labor. So we've got a 50% GP number. And everybody focuses on GP and they want, that's what they want, but that's not the only number you need. So in the last 5 years, so they've got two different operating expenses. They've got other operating expenses at 5.6%. And then they've got overhead or SG&A at 37.6. So they got 37.6, and where'd the other one go? 5.6. So 43% ish. So we'll use that as a round number, right? So their OPEX at 43%. So quick math tells us that the average company in our industry is making a whopping 7% net profit. I'm not very happy with that. If you got $1 million business at 7%, it's not worth the effort. Okay, and if you're growing and using that as an excuse for why your number's at 7 or below or negative or any of that stuff, you're letting yourself off the hook. So don't let yourself off the hook. That's what we're trying to do here is not allow ourselves to do that. So I'm going to look at what I consider the ideal integration company, which I'm not there. but I'm working towards it, and I firmly believe that people in our industry can't do it. And I've talked to a couple people who have. So this is not a pipe dream. This is where we can go as an industry and where we should be going, because we take a lot of risk. We offer a lot of value on warranty and repairs, and we do a lot for our customers. We save them a ton of money and a ton of time. So obviously, income always going to be 100%. On the cost of goods sold, I don't see a reason why we can't be at 42% cost of goods. That puts you at a GP, sorry, not 48% cost of goods. That puts you at a GP of 52. Okay, I think that's low. I've run 60 up to 64% gross margin in the past for a period of time. Now, depending on your parts and labor and what kind of parts you're using, if you're using a Vigilon, your margin's going to come down. You're not going to be able to run this. Your labor rate would have to be so insane. So OPEX, we should be able to run our operating expense at around 38%. And I know that because I'm currently doing very close to that number. So we'll break this down. You've now got 14% net. That is a lot better than 7, double, in fact. But in order to make these numbers work, the key is getting this relationship right between parts and labor, right? If you're running a 1-to-1 or a 1.2-to-1, or the other way around, 1 to 1.2, then you know that for every hour you sell, which is what we're in the business of selling. We're in the business of selling hours. The boxes that come with it are kind of ancillary, and they're what allow us to sell the hour, allow us to sell the hour for a premium, right? But if you've got a 1.1, you know that for every hour of labor you sell, you're going to get $1 in parts. So this is going to affect all of these numbers if your margin on parts is too low. So if you're trying to make 20% on parts, you're really throwing all of this off, and that's why you're going to wind up here with 7% at the end. If your ratio is off, if for every hour of labor you sell, you can sell $1.2 in part, or for every dollar in labor you sell $1.2 in parts, you can see how that's going to make the business grow faster, allow for more revenue, more profitability with the same number of people, which is what we're trying to do, because we want to keep this OPEX number down, right? We want to make a reduction in the OPEX number. These are conservative numbers. This has been done many, many times. My opinion is if we've got the right mastermind groups and we're working together to get this stuff implemented and optimized throughout multiple businesses, I think we can blow this out of the water. And as a matter of fact, that's why I'm trying to do the mastermind groups. So the mastermind groups is what I'm going to push for, because in the next 100 days, I'm going to launch at least one. And the goal is to have these separated geographically, so you're never in a mastermind group with any of your competition, regardless of whether you have one location or multiples. I want to be very careful to allow these groups to be candid, open, honest with each other, and push each other to achieve and improve their businesses, financials, operations, and all the components that go along with that. So I've made a commitment to launch the first group within 100 days. So hopefully you guys continue to interact with the group. You get more out of this free Facebook group that we've got going, and we get enough people to put that together. I want to have between 8 and 12 people per mastermind, owners only, obviously, and I'm going to have some caveats in there, some requirements. It's not just going to be anybody who comes joins. I want to make sure that there's an insane amount of value in there for everyone. So for now, take a look at your numbers and look at this. Right? Start thinking about that. How does that work in your business? And then I know what mine are. I'll be happy to share them, but I want some feedback from everybody else. I want to see where you guys are. And then I'll get the SageWork industry data up tomorrow, or maybe Wednesday at the latest, so everybody can get a copy of that as a PDF. We got a new SOP up today since I got in a car accident yesterday, and I figured I'd get that stuff out there for everyone. And give me some feedback, guys. Let me know if you're interested in the mastermind groups. They're not going to be cheap, but again, I can't imagine running my business without being a part of at least one of them. So again, Armando, Security Owners Group, keep kicking ass. Thank you.